read me, yeah. Don't you see that I need you so much? Don't you see that I love you so much? Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love. Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love.
Dynamite, drop it.
Throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering how the world keeps on spinning, kinda scared of living when it unfolds. Hard to see the light when everything is dying, waiting for the clear. Thankful I'm alive, but terrified of dying. But hey, I'm still here. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light, but I can also see the bones again. I don't know what else there is. I'm doing my best not to run away.
Alrighty, hold on 1 second. Hold on, and welcome everybody to Problem Solver Politics live stream tonight. Let me get 1 second to turn this down. Sorry, I had some of the DNC news coverage in my ear. You can't see it, but I got my headphones. First thing I want to do tonight, while we're talking about the DNC and just the event right tonight, the Democratic National Convention. First thing I want to do is call out. Excuse me. Where is he? I want to call out Chuck Todd for looking like a mess. He looks terrible tonight. Let me just tell you some. Let me tell you something. He's got his comb over going. His hair doesn't look great. Not a great night for Chuck Todd. It's a big night, man. Please show up looking better than this. Tad disrespectful to show up to cover Democratic National Convention with your comb over on full effect and his left eye. Now, if there's any health problems, definitely one thing going wrong with the guy. Please stay home and get better. Don't work tonight, Chuck. If you can't keep both your eyes open and you're going bald, dude, just rock it. Honestly, I, for one thing, Chuck Todd would probably be a handsome bald man, so I think you should embrace it sooner rather than later. Anyway. Well, okay, what's his name? Mr. Perez, the chairman of the DNC, is giving his barn burner right now. He always likes to start off these events generally. It's weird, man. So Perez is sorry, I would love to show you guys. I'd love to show this to you guys, but the little matrix bots will come in and delete our channel off YouTube for daring to challenge the exclusive broadcasting rights of these 4 or 5. Not exclusive, but the broadcasting rights that these people have. I'll post a link if you guys want to watch along. I'm gonna post it's free to watch on YouTube. It's not Mr. Perez. It is a F-face Perez. I agree, but I would say you could put Mr. in front of that even, right? What an interesting question. Interesting question. Chuck Todd just said, Tom Perez, I can tell you're nervous about something. What are you nervous about them saying? Weird. What a weird question. Does the studio double as a nightclub? Well, you better watch out. Cardin was very proud of the sliding. I just realized now that he's here. Well, you know what? I got no problem. It's DNC night. If anyone else is having a drink, I appreciate it. Crazy night. I have zero interest in watching that. It's gonna be interesting, man. You know what? Great idea. You know what we can talk about right now? Because right now, Perez is going through and talking his stuff. Let's see what the schedule for tonight is. I have the schedule pulled up tonight. It's star-studded night 1. The lineup, as announced, will include an introduction by the actress Ava Longoria. Nice. Followed by a call to order by Rep. Benny Thompson of Mississippi. Okay. Convention chairman, very nice. He leads the House Committee on Homeland Security and has represented Mississippi's 2nd Congressional District for more than 25 years. Very long time, man. The Reverend Gabriel Salguero. I wish Cardin was here. He can nail that. He'll be here in a minute. President of the National Latino Evangelical Coalition will then give an evocation. Then we get to the list of speakers. And speakers tonight are... Honestly, I have no problem admitting I'm a bit ignorant in this. Gwen Moore, not a name that I really thought of before this. Muriel Bowser, I cannot wait to see what Muriel Bowser says. Every time I see her say anything, she is an absolute savage, man. I remember when they asked her why, they're like, well, Mayor Bowser, you say you're very sympathetic to the protesters, but why is there videos of your police tearing down these tents the protesters had set up to distribute food and water? And she just said, we don't allow tents in the city. I love it. Just, they're not allowed. That's why. I don't need to justify it. They're not allowed to be there, so we took them down. Love it. Anyway, after that, we have Jamira Burley, a social justice activist, Mayor Lori Lightfoot of Chicago, Art Acevedo, the Houston Police Chief, Derek Johnson, NAAC President, and Gwen Carr, mother of Eric Garner, will hold a conversation with Biden on racial justice. Okay. Kind of sucks. I get for Lori Lightfoot, but like for some of these people, it kind of sucks they don't get their own segment. You know what I mean? Like, for Lori Lightfoot, Mayor of Chicago, already pretty high profile, and probably a busy person. But it sucks, for Gwen Carr, Jamira Burley, like, sorry, you have to share your segment with the Mayor of Chicago and the Houston Police Chief, whatever. Anyway, then we'll have Representative James E. Clyburn, a very important representative for Joe Biden, South Carolina. He is the highest-ranking black member of Congress and a hugely influential figure in South Carolina politics. Yeah, you think? His endorsement helped lift Mr. Biden to a dominant victory there after losses in Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada. And again, holy cow. Before the Clyburn endorsement really came into effect, at least what we've attributed to the Clyburn endorsement, who knows? It could be coincidence, but once it got to voting in the part of the country he had influence in, Joe Biden started winning the primary fast. Anyway, Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York, leader of one of the country's biggest blue states, if you don't know who he gained national attention for his handling of the coronavirus pandemic, although his response has also drawn criticism. Interesting way of summing it up. He gained attention and he has drawn criticism. He definitely has. Anyway, then we'll have a Kristen Urquiza, I believe, woman whose father died from the coronavirus. Healthcare workers on the front line of the pandemic will hold a conversation about this. Already sounds exhausting, and I feel bad for people on the East Coast. It's 9 p.m. Eastern time. 9 p.m. We haven't seen one of these people yet. Oh, what's up, dude? Cardin's here. Then we have Sarah Gideon, Speaker of Maine's House of Representatives. She is the Democratic nominee to challenging Senator Susan Collins, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I am already exhausted. Kristen Whitman, a former Republican governor of New Jersey. I love it. There we go. That's what people need. More Republican governors. Why shouldn't there be 2 Republican governors speaking in night one DNC? Meg Whitman, chief executive of Quibi. Oh my God. And a major Republican fundraiser. It gets better, man. Former CEO of Hewlett-Packard, and she ran for governor of California. Are you familiar with Meg Whitman, Cardin? That name sounds so familiar to me. I know I've seen Meg Whitman. Anyway.
She was a Republican.
Yeah, the third former Republican speaker. And I'm sure it's exactly, I'm sure most Democrats are like, I was thinking Biden, but do former Republican never Trumpers support him? Anyway, Senator Doug Jones of Alabama, victory in a 2017 special election. One of the nation's most conservative states, was a huge upset. Yeah, but Alabama is also a lot of Democrats there. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, first Latina to serve in the Senate. It was an early contender. Ooh, interesting. They didn't say Latinx. They did say Latina. I guess because they're specifically saying Latina. I stand corrected. That is the right terminology. Dude, I saw a thing recently, Cardin. It said that they...
what's up?
It was a poll, and they were... By the way, say hello.
Hey, what's going on?
There we go.
Holla!
But I saw it was a thing about, and you lived in it was a while ago, when you lived in Argentina, was Latinx something that was of consideration of anyone?
Latinx. You know what's crazy about Argentina is I served from 2002 to 2004, so the internet was still kind of new. Like YouTube wasn't even really a thing until I got back.
Interesting.
You know, so a lot of these different phenomena and movements were a little bit post-internet. And that was also when cell phones came big. When I left, nobody had cell phones. When I came back, everybody and their motherfucking dog had cell phones. And I feel like I'd been a time capsule for 2 years. And you'd meet girls and they'd be like, yo, so give me your cell. And I'd be like, you can leave me a voicemail. And they would get frustrated with me. So I had culture shock in my own country, dude. It was crazy.
Dude, check out this Pew Research poll, though. I just thought it'd be interesting to you, maybe because you actually lived in a South American country.
Cool. I'm checking it out.
I have it pulled up already. Here's the graph, and it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
So most Latino adults, I like how they even use Latino adults. I believe they also are talking about female as well. They have not even heard the term Latinx. 76% have not heard it. Of those that have heard it, a very small percent that use it. And I think what's even more interesting is 20% of people polled had heard of it, but they ain't using it.
So what does Latinx mean?
It's a gender-neutral term for, because, you know...
oh, are you kidding me?
Gendered language.
Oh, I got to tell you. Like the last bastion of gender, of traditional gender roles is Latino culture. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
And if they go dark... If Latino culture goes dark on this gender issue, man, we're screwed.
Well, how about this? 23% of people asked had heard of it. Of that 23%, only 3% actually use it.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting. But anyway, we're going to go through the...
Yeah, I love it. Latinos don't put up with that crap.
We're going to go through the rest. Also, it's like it is kind of funny, and I kind of bristle at it. It's a little bit kind of like the real racist nonsense. But it is... You could very much describe that as the colonization of the Spanish language. Where we're basically saying, no, your
that's
stupid
true.
backwards language doesn't work for our beliefs. Anyway, let's go through the rest of this exhausting list of speakers tonight. See if I can make it all the way to the bottom. Eventually, Amy Klobuchar is going to be there. We're then going to have a number of former 2020 Democratic presidential candidates. I think Yang is in here. By the way, maybe it's alphabetical. It does go R-S-Y, but... Sucks for Yang. Anyway, even Kirsten Gillibrand will be there. Then Representative Cedric Richmond of Louisiana, Senator Bernie Sanders, Michelle Obama, and the Reverend Dr. Jerry Young. Dude, it is going to be like 2 a.m. Eastern when they finish this stuff.
How when you look at that list, do you not realize we've become everything the founding fathers were afraid of?
What?
It's kind of... political ideas aside about gender or about, civil rights or this or that, it's like literally elitist mania. The founding fathers were elitist because they started the show and basically fought in the Revolutionary War. But now it's like elitist mania. I don't think any average Joe feels represented by any single person in that list.
There was a couple. There's
Who?
a couple regular people. Well, there's like
maybe the pastor.
Well, I mean, there's somebody who was literally just described as like an activist. I mean, these people are just regular people. Kristen Urquiza is described as a woman whose father died from coronavirus, but I do agree. Healthcare workers, yeah, but I mean, this is my favorite. Meg Whitman's my favorite. It's like the chief executive of Quibi, a major Republican fundraiser, and the former CEO of Hewlett Packard. What the hell I want to hear from this person? Really?
Well, that's why you recognize her, because remember, I think she ran as a Republican for senator in California.
Governor in 2010.
Or governor, yeah, I remember her.
Why? Why is she speaking? Maybe she'll have a great
she ran against
at 2
Moonbeam.
a.m. tonight.
Yeah. I remember her, dude. Oh, this is bad. But why is Meg Whitman? Why is she at the DNC? Is she just big time never Trumper? Is that what it is, Cody? Meg Whitman, is she just a big never Trumper now or what?
Who knows? I honestly couldn't tell you.
Because isn't this weird? They're having just as many freaking Republicans talking to the DNC as...
More than progressives.
Yeah, this is weird, man. Have they just finally gotten tired? Do they have shiny new toys now? They've got never Trumper Republicans to play with instead of the progressives?
I mean, I still think they just want to like rub it into the progressives' faces.
Or is it just like the morning after?
Like AOC's only going to be there so they can bring AOC up for 60 seconds and then make her watch as Michael Bloomberg speaks for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Dude, this is crazy. this has to be a reckoning for progressives. If I were a progressive right now, I'd feel like a used prostitute. You know, it's the morning after, you did my bidding, now I don't need you anymore. Get out of my bed, is basically what the DNC has said. You were the shock troops we needed from, 2005 to 2015. You wore out your welcome by 2018. Now we're just kicking you out of the house by 2020. You are the used condom of politics. Get out of here. You served your purpose. That's all progressives really are right now. And I kind of feel bad because there's some nobility to a lot of the progressive message, and a lot of these people worked hard and they're not getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? There's no representation in Congress. Think how many Republicans' careers and campaigns were ruined by progressives doing all the hard work of just opposition research, digging through their Twitter following. Every single time I met a door knocker for a Democrat candidate,
the DNC just
it was a progressive.
The DNC just began with the DNC production, at least when I'm watching on NBC News. I'm not but if I were to make a slam dunk Twitter post, I would say, why did the DNC just start with 5 white children doing the Pledge of Allegiance? Which is what happened. It was weird. I'm not I don't care what the race of the kids were. I'm why are kids doing the Pledge of Allegiance? This is weird, man.
So we got a super chat from Sly Cactus. Says, Cody, Lakers in how many games versus Blazers?
5.
5?
Yeah, 5.
Wow, you think so?
So Shadow Wolf brought it up. It was Biden's grandkids. I guess that explains. It's just weird. I'm what is this? Why are kids staring at the camera doing the Pledge of Allegiance with the right hand over their heart? Weird
and
stuff.
Apparently I won over a member in the chat. Said, can't believe I'm saying this, but Cardin's right. If you are a true progressive, then you can't vote for Joe Biden. Yeah, I mean, this is sad. I disagree with progressives on 90% of the stuff, except for on prison reform. I think they're right on prison reform. And I think their heart's in the right place. They just haven't had enough maturity and experience to realize where the end game is for different slogans like defund the police and so on and so forth. I think they're naive sometimes and easily used by nefarious people in politics. But I mean, they put in the work. Every time I met a door knocker, literally for the past 10 years, whenever I met a door knocker for an establishment DNC candidate, it was always a young progressive who had lost the primary, but was okay, this is the best thing we got. And the establishment Dem has promised us that we're going to get at least 3 out of 10 things on the list that we want done, So I'm going to go out there, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to door knock, I'm going to volunteer, I'm going to donate. Think how many progressive dollars have been donated to the DNC. And now what's the DNC doing? They're bringing in John Kasich, freaking Republican governor, the guy who thousands of volunteers door knocked against in Ohio, and millions of dollars of progressives was donated against in Ohio, is now invited onto the stage before a single one of the progressives. And
the Quibi CEO. Why is the Quibi CEO speaking at the DNC? I have no idea.
Dude, and by the way, are they fighting about whether or not they should open with a prayer grin?
It is working. What?
Are they fighting about whether they should open with a prayer again? I don't know if you remember, but
they're literally doing it right now. It's literally happening right now.
Oh, that's hilarious. So they finally decided they should, turn back to God, at least in.
Well, no, but I will say I did like the national anthem bit with the kids singing. That works. Kids singing the national anthem, cool. Kids staring at the camera doing the Pledge of Allegiance out of nowhere, not. I guess it's okay, but weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It is cool though to see all the kids. And no, it was all kids and adults. I don't know. Let me know in chat. If anyone watching, what did you guys think of the national anthem thing? I thought that was cool.
So now, my friend, you need to read this super chat. This is extra special. James Young. Do you want me to read it?
By all means.
Okay, it says James Young. Watching both live streams side by side. Left screen, children singing the national anthem. Right screen, Cardin. Progressives that use condoms in politics. Good times, LOL. I'm glad we had that moment together. Who was that? That was awesome. James Young. That's one of the best super chats of my entire career. That was a great super chat, James. Thank you very much for your generosity.
Oh my God, hold on.
What?
You know what? Why don't we just dunk on Quibi for a second? Since for some reason the Democrats thought people want to hear from the CEO of Quibi. It's a good one. This is a crazy stat. Listen to this. You know, whatever. I hate when they have this social media stuff, but you can read it. So, according to this article, last month the Wrap reported that out of 910,000 people who downloaded Quibi in the 3 days following its April 6th launch, only 72,000 converted to paying subscribers. That is
Wait, out of how many?
910,000. So out of about 1 million, they got about 70. Let's see. Well, if I'm bumping up to 1 million, I'll bump up to 75,000. That's really bad, isn't it?
Oh, that's horrible. And by the way, what does Meg Whitman know? What does she know about entertainment at all?
I don't know. Maybe she.
Like, why is she getting 10 million a year?
Well, previously board member of Dropbox. I have no problem with her as a person.
Okay, so she was a board member of Dropbox. She was a board member of Hewlett Packard. Like what?
Yeah.
So she's been a placeholder. Yeah. Okay. So I want to invest $50 million company in a bookend.
Hey, she just sold her West Hollywood apartment for $6.5 million.
Dude, I don't understand this. My Melanated Scope. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Guess what her husband's name is?
Oh, he's probably just totally emasculated, and it's either that or else he's like,
yeah. What's a weird thing to say?
What? Who? No, it's either going to be a wienery dude with a wimpy name or else like a total stud.
She's a former eBay CEO as well.
Yeah, you don't remember that? You don't remember when she ran as the California governor, do you?
Her husband is Griffith Rutherford Harsh IV.
That sounds actually pretty awesome. That dude, say that again. Griffin Rutherford. You know that's old family wealth, dude.
Yes, that is an old money name.
That's an old money name.
You did something. You messed with something. The camera doesn't work anymore.
Oh, mine doesn't work?
No, mine. Yours does. You're good.
Oh, crap. I'll go fix it, dog.
Well, it's fine. I just got to press the button. It keeps turning on and off.
Oh, dang it. Sorry, bro. I don't know what happened. Anyway, we got a couple of super chats here that I'm going to deal with. Meg Whitman. Oof. It's been a while since 2010. That's all I can say. Thank you very much. My Melanated Scope says, as someone with 80% plus indigenous blood. Oh, interesting. And someone who speaks Nahuatl. Oh, get out of town. That's so cool. What Indian tribe is that, bro? That's got to be old Incan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I refuse to say Latinx because the X has significance and is not a placeholder. All right, awesome. And he also says, also, what's up, y'all? Thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you very much. So I really got a question for you, Cody. What is the motivation for somebody to actually watch the DNC? Because I got to say, if I'm just an average Joe in America, do I want to watch a rich, wealthy Republican bundler, Meg Whitman? Am I interested in seeing what Joe Biden has to say? Maybe. Joe Biden's probably the only one because he actually is the nominee. But I could see why the Yang gang might tune in for Yang. But
how about this, though? Even greater than this, right? How about this? How about you realize, Democrats, that I know people are pumped, but dude, look at the screen card. I'm going to scroll through this lineup. Check this out.
Oh, I don't have my screens are on my computer now. I don't have the preview screen, remember?
Yeah, you do. Plugged in both. You have to switch over to the input.
Oh, I can do that? That is so cool, bro.
We're learning about computers today.
No, well, I just got these new screens. You know that, dog.
We're learning about computers.
P.S. Ben Q is awesome.
Learn about computers every day here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready, dog. I'm switched over. Look at that. It worked.
What do you know?
Oh, wait. No, now it shut off.
Tell you what. Give it a minute.
Okay.
Let's see. But yeah, good news, they're going pretty briskly through this. Eva Longoria kind of holding the fort down is weird, I will say. Not bad. It's just kind of weird. She's like emceeing the event, I guess.
Well, she's like all hip now, right?
No idea. It's just kind of weird that a celebrity. You are a farmer, Rick. Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, it shuts them both off. I can't do it.
All right, well.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Some other time, I guess.
Okay. So, Evelyn Longoria is smoking hot. She can do no wrong. So.
Yes. I mean, again, no idea why famous people. Or whatever. I mean, not famous, but like why celebrities would do that.
Well, if there's anything that proves the alliance between Hollywood and the Democratic Party, there it is right there.
But like, also like, actors do work for money.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wonder what are the new McCarthy trials going to be? Because what's so interesting is it used to be that all the artists and all the abolitionists and the people like fighting for individual freedoms and civil rights, were Republican. And then there was this shift because the Democrats were able to market themselves, not as the party of the KKK, which they really are, not as the party of eugenics, which they really are, but, as the party of the little guy and the party of the CCC and the party of, looking out for the rights of the little guy, which we always want as artists, right? What we've modern day colloquially called liberalism, right? And the McCarthy trials did so much damage and really solidified Hollywood as a Democratic bastion instead of a mixed bastion because of the evil, unethical, and unconstitutional witch trials of Joseph McCarthy, right? But what's interesting is culturally now, if there were a party capable of executing some kind of witch trial, it's become the Democratic Party. And so I'm curious, what's the thing they're going to do?
Any party can do a witch trial.
Yeah, but one has to be in power. And back then it was Republicans. Republicans ran everybody scared.
Sure, whatever, but still. I don't
so what are the Dems going to do that's going to make Hollywood switch again?
Probably nothing. What do you mean switch again? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, because there's always an ebb and flow to politics. There's always an ebb and flow to everything.
What's changing about politics in Hollywood?
No, I'm saying something's gonna make them switch again.
Why?
Okay, a bunch of them switched to Democrat because Joseph McCarthy did the McCarthy trials and persecuted Hollywood
I have
folks.
bad news for you, but artists have been more like on like the left of politics basically forever.
No, but see, what the left of his politics is different than like.
Dude, I have a feeling whatever the left of politics is at the time, the actors of the era will be on it. Like, why is that weird?
Well, I know, and that used to be Republicans.
The patrons. When have the patrons of the arts ever been like right wing?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like because we know it's going to switch.
We don't. When has it ever switched?
Republicans used to be the abolitionists.
That has nothing to do with Hollywood. Hollywood is an abolitionist. They make
yeah,
money.
so if you were an actor in Hollywood, which didn't exist in Lincoln's time, but
all
the artsy folks were Republicans.
Bicycle, I agree.
It used to be the artsy folks were Republicans, and then after the McCarthy trials,
that is not true.
They switched all.
Artsy folks were not Republicans.
Yeah, they were.
When were artsy folks ever conservative? They've always been on the left, everywhere, forever.
Well, no, but Republicans used to be a super liberal party.
There's actually been this almost constant tug and pull.
Man, you got to read more history, Cody.
I have read history. You know what happens? The right wing gets power, and they say, "Wow, those stupid limp wrist aristocrats, artists, and intellectuals are holding us back," and they purge them.
Yeah.
And then the intellectuals get power and say, "Wow, those brutish, business people and military people are awful," and they purge them, and it doesn't work for any side. But the art has always been to the left of politics, always.
Okay, so you said something interesting today about seriously considering South Dakota.
Yeah.
Dude, well, give us your reasoning behind that, dude.
Well, one, I kind of want to move to the middle of nowhere, and two, apparently, story is, they told the federal government they didn't need the coronavirus relief, and they never went into lockdown. Part of this is because nobody lives in South Dakota like that.
Yeah, but that's literally
part of why I want to live there.
But that's also, where the center of the continent is.
That's why I want. But no one lives there, and it seems nice.
Okay.
It's so barren, coronavirus can't touch it. It's a good spot.
Okay, so look at this. I just looked up average temperature of South Dakota is 60.3 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average low is 33.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And it says, what's the average temperature in South Dakota? Oh my gosh, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. And it gets 16 inches of rain per year. Dog. You ever seen where South Dakota is on the map? It gets so cold there, it's too cold to snow.
I know. That's why I probably won't actually live there, because that's why no one does. But it is cool to see a place so inhospitable and barren, even coronavirus just didn't affect it. I don't think they locked down.
Although I got to tell you,
Like,
what's
who's in
crazy?
South Dakota.
You have your pick of the crop. Here's a rumor. We're gonna debunk this rumor in real time, but I'm looking at male to female ratio
Moving on.
in South Dakota. No, I hear because of all the oil, there's been such an influx of dudes that chicks have like their absolute pick of the crop. Look, men make up 50.3 and women make up 49.7 of the population.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, there's like almost a 1% difference. There's like a no percentage difference anywhere else.
Dude, that's not true at all. I've seen places where it's like almost 2 to 1.
Yeah, like
true.
at BYU. It's crazy.
Basically even. This is the most cringy music video ever at the DNC. This looks like a South Park skit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I feel bad. Hopefully, I hope it's not something, but it does feel like a South Park skit. It's just that style of like really, you recognize it.
Oh, no, here it is. In Marshall County, for
You know,
example,
it's like
there's
as far as-
120 men to 100 women.
Yeah, you know, as like production quality goes, it's like worship quality tier. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like a good Christian church that's got like a decent budget for better cameras, but they really don't know how to use them or make them look artsy.
Yeah, just the music.
Yeah. Of course, today we kind of rushed in here on the set and the lighting's really harsh, so we don't really know how to make it look artsy either. But, you know, hey, we're hanging with the
Don't you
DNC.
just turn the lights on?
Does it look better? I can't see. Oh, no, not those. These ones are good. Oh, have the audience choose. Yeah. But then it's all blown out, right?
Yeah, it's too blown out.
Yeah, it's ugly.
We'd have to do things.
Hey, but we're working on it. We work on this every day, and I'm proud of what we
This
do.
song is hilarious, man. It sounds like a South Park parody song. Come on.
That's funny. So, like, what's the Democrat Party going to do, man? They're all dying. They're all old.
Their Democratic Party is literally one individual away from turning around. Just takes one person.
Who do you
Really
think?
does.
What do they need? Another Roosevelt?
They need their next leader, just whoever it is.
Man.
Hey, I've been fascinated lately by Napoleon, dude. It took Napoleon like 20 years to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
One person at the right time can take a party a long way, man.
Dude, that's true, man.
That's really, I mean, honestly, I think it's way too early to really talk about this. There's something to be said, though, about the way that Barack Obama had left the Democratic Party and how he apparently hasn't done too much to remedy it.
Yeah.
He left the party in shambles and kind of there was like when he left there was nothing.
Yeah.
Like Joe Biden's the closest thing to a remnant of Barack Obama, and even that's like nothing. He really didn't leave the party in a very strong place. I think there's some criticism to be levied there, but we'll have to see more because the Hillary loss was so shocking. It will take years to really see, but in the now, it does feel like come on, Obama. I mean, he's definitely taken a few big steps back from being a big prominent member of the party.
Yeah.
He's still Obama. He's speaking of the DNC, but you don't see him and hear from him very much. He's doing Netflix stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, post-presidency, he's kind of sucked as a statesman. He almost seems like he's too busy being a movie producer now and a hip, cool guy that, like, when his country calls on him, he's like, oh, okay, I'll slip you in.
Dude, this cringy song is still playing. Oh, this is the tribute to the healthcare workers, I guess?
Okay.
What is this, man? I wish I could show you guys this in stream, but they'll take us out big time. Ugh, The Rising. All right. Or Therasing. No spaces. I can't tell you.
Okay. So, South Dakota. I can't get over that, bro. How many people live there? Have they crossed 1 million?
Probably not.
You don't
Probably
think so?
1/10 people live where we live. That's one of the reason why I think. But no, I'm probably moving to the desert. I wish there was a harsh part of the desert people didn't want to live in.
Dude, what are you talking about? Death Valley.
Okay, that's not like a real city, though.
It's like Mojave.
It's not like a city, though.
Well, kind of. There's little cities in Mojave.
Like little cities. There's the capital of South Dakota.
Yeah. I wonder how big it... Dude.
Its name is...
Yeah, what is it?
Come on, chat. I know. I'm just testing you, chat. What's the capital of South Dakota?
South Dakota capital. Capital is... Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah. Does the chat know? Oh, somebody in the chat's going to know because you had to memorize it when you were a kid.
Really? You did?
But... Oh, you don't remember that?
No, I do know. I know what the capital of South Dakota is. I'm just testing you.
Okay. Yeah, it's Pierre. Let's look what the city looks like. I want to see what Pierre looks like.
Said Bismarck. Sioux Falls. D's. It is D's. D's nuts. Bismarck.
Oh, this looks really pretty. They got a
really
pretty.
is Pierre.
Yeah, Pierre,
So
South Dakota.
shout out to Lofa Swanson, only person who got it. Exactly. Pierre.
Oh, they've got a pretty Capitol building, and it's right on some kind of body of water. What is it, a river? Pierre, South Dakota.
I don't know. Is there an ocean by South Dakota?
Yeah, it's the seat of Hughes County with a population of 13,646. So it's 1/10. No, it's actually 1/20th the size of your hometown, Cody, making it the second least populous state capital in the United States following Montpelier, Vermont. Interesting. It's the 8th most populous city in South Dakota. Oh!
Weird. The 8th most populous city is the capital?
No, you think it's the biggest.
You
But
would.
It looks like it's not the biggest. It's kind of like Reno, Nevada isn't. It's like Carson City is the capital of Carson City is the capital of of Nevada, but it's like one of the tiniest cities there. So founded in 1880, it was selected as a state capital when the territory was admitted as a state. Pierre is the principal seat of Pierre Micropolitan Statistical Area. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. So wow, it's on the east bank of the Missouri River, dude.
Its motto is "On the river, on the move."
On the river, on the move.
Yeah, interesting. Founded 1880, incorporated 1880. You know what? Anything but the stupid DNC, right? I will read the Wikipedia article of Pierre, South Dakota.
Yeah, dude, actually, that's kind of telling. Oh, they got a pretty bridge.
Wow, they got a bridge down there in Pierre?
Dude, I could make this work in Pierre, South Dakota, dog.
That sounds like a derogatory thing. Oh, you guys got a bridge down there in Pierre?
No, but look at their Capitol building. It's pretty.
Oh, hold on. Mariel Bowser is talking about how she created Black Lives Matter Plaza, which I believe she recently had some of the messaging she had painted on the street. Oh, she didn't have it painted, but some of the messaging she allowed painted, she ripped up. She's increased police funding. I love that. They asked her, why'd you increase the police funding? And she said, well, I fund the police to the level they need to be funded.
Dude, by the way, how are progressives
she's got a chance
like
to go
how are
somewhere.
progressives not feeling just like old washed up prostitutes right now?
Jeez, gross.
As the woman that gave them nothing brags about how she
Should we play Fall Guys?
she is the one that painted the BLM. Like, if there's not a more shameless way of piggybacking off of the work of progressives than claiming you were the one that painted the BLM. Like, I mean, please. Do progressives take this seriously? I'm curious. Progressives in the chat, like, I want to know. Progressives in the chat, like, what are you guys going to do? Like, do you really think this party gives a crap about you? Do you actually feel like they represent your values at all? Do you feel like you can make inroads with them? Because it's been 10 years. My entire adult life, progressives have all been on the DNC side of the aisle. And now they've gotten less representation over time. Not more. They've gotten less. So I'm just curious, like, what, if you're a progressive in the chat, like, how are you feeling about this? You know?
Yeah.
Because feelings. You called me a liberal today, Cody. You should elaborate on that.
You are liberal.
So how am I a liberal? Because everybody in the chat says I'm a conservative. But you said you're a true conservative. I'm a true liberal.
I did not say I was true conservative. I never
Or
said
well, that you're more conservative when it comes to feelings. Or reiterate. Say what you were saying.
I never said anything about me.
Oh, come on. That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you just don't want to restate what you said.
Well, it's not true at all. All I said is that people that are more conservative, especially what Americans would call conservative, people who lie there tend to be more of a, you know what, things might suck, but it's not really about what I think about them. So they tend to not really be the kind of people that protest about things as much. Those people, people on what the Americans would call the left or the liberal side, feel differently. They say, hey, if something makes me mad, I'm going to raise hell about it and change it. There's people who say, wow, this makes me mad and bothers me, but hey, isn't my place in life to say? I don't think so. And they kind of just try to work around it. And there's people who say, this thing, it bothers me. I better talk about it all the time. Better make a big deal about it. Whereas some people say, man, that thing sucks, but let me try to work around it. And I think that's one of the main divide in politics. Like, seriously, talk about coming to a fork in the road. You can either go left and say, it sucks isn't preferable. What am I going to do? I'm but one person. Live my life. Some people go that way. I'm not saying it's right or wrong to do so. Or you could say, hey, this thing I see, it's not right. I'm going to do something about it. And you go the other way. You tend to see, though, that does seem to be a divide politically. There is some people, but there's people on the right who go out into demonstrations and stuff. Don't get me wrong. But you'll notice different tenor. There's more people, and there's less people you see for advocating for right-wing politics that are like, this particular thing has me so mad, I'm going to go protest about it.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying it's just something I've noticed.
Okay. It's legit. I can feel that. I can see where you're coming from, dog. Makes sense.
Well, I mean, like, just think about it. I mean,
I'm reading this super chat. Not super chat. This chat says,
Oh, okay.
Cardin, the liberal mark. Am I a liberal mark, Cody?
you are. You're a mark for the libs. You are literally a mark for the libs. That cracks me up.
How am I a mark for the libs, dog? What's that mean?
Because they say things they know will make you mad, and it makes you mad, and they say it to make you mad, and you basically probably react exactly how they hope you will. Makes you a mark.
Really? But I do that for the SJ Dubs. So did the mark the mark?
Just saying, man. There's so much stuff put on the internet that is so transparently designed to get a very specific reaction out of very specific groups of people, and it always works every single time. It's hilarious. It's like, wow, I bet people who feel this way are going to feel this way about this. They always do.
Cody, I'm in a good mood today, so I'm going to allow you to trample all over me.
I honestly...
And I'm admiring this bridge on the South Missouri River in your future hometown of Pierre, South Dakota. Dude, maybe you should go to Pierre and just like... You would be... you'd be a persona bombibont. You would be just like a man about town. You would probably tear up Pierre, South Dakota.
I doubt it. I'd hang out at home and do nothing.
You know, you'd own that town.
Nah.
You could start your... you know what I think you'd be good at, Cody? I think you'd be a really good bartender.
Would not. I can guarantee you.
No, because...
I can
No.
1,000,000% guarantee you. No, I would not.
No, but here's the reason why I think you could. Because you're always telling me, Cardin, you know, you don't have to engage with people. You can just fake and be nice to them and then just leave and not care what they think. See, I think that you could look at somebody who's just, you know, just as long as they're buying drinks and you're like, okay, I'm making $5 a drink off this. I'll listen to his nonsense. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to be able to just pack up, close, go home, do your thing, and you made solid cash that night. I think that you have just as much emotional uninvestment in people that you might actually be an effective listener as a bartender.
I've worked at restaurants multiple times and I hate it. I hate it. Oh my God, do I not like it? So I could not be a bartender.
Really?
Do you know what a bartender...
Dude, there's hot chicks like AOC that are bartending.
Actually does.
Yeah, they serve alcohol.
Okay, so you don't know what a bartender actually does.
Well, they serve it in glasses with like ice cubes and stuff.
That's all they do.
Why? Is there some other secret innuendo that I'm not aware of?
No, it's not innuendo. It's just that, no, that's not all it is to the job. There's a lot of stuff that... Working at a restaurant's never like I've worked at multiple positions in a restaurant. It's a pretty involved job not for all people in the restaurant, but people in the bar especially. It's the biggest moneymaker. Dude, the part of the restaurant that serves food is nice, but the part that serves alcohol makes money.
That's true, dude.
It's an important part, so. No, it's a lot of cleaning. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
No, you'd hire people for that, dude. So,
You hire people? No, yes, the bartender. That's who you hire to do it. You're the help. That's what I'm trying to say.
You are the help. That's funny. So Hanksor, member, says, I think you have a heart of a progressive, but society showed you too much unfairness that you've walled up, a.k.a. conservative. Hanksor, are you talking about me or are you talking about Cody? Because that's probably true. Dennis Prager says that the only thing of conservatives is a liberal who's felt pain. So that's a horrible paraphrase, but, you know, basically says the same way. And then Sly Cactus points out that Cardin, please, Cody is obviously more of a pole dancer. Cody, you would shred in exotic dancing, dude.
No, thank you.
They would, dude, the gay guys would think you're the hottest twink, man.
Please, no,
You'd be like,
you.
boom, shakalaka.
I think we've talked enough about topics like this.
And then Hanksor says, you, Cardin. So, okay, so this is the diagnosis from Hanksor that
Is Joe Biden.
I have the
speech
heart
with
of a
the music
progressive.
so
I think
weird?
that's true. I think that's true, Hanksor. But society showed you too much unfairness that you've walled away. Because, I wouldn't say unfairness is I've experienced the bad side of statism. Yeah, I've been taken from my parents by the state for a crime they didn't commit. I have been arrested for crimes I did not commit because of the Patriot Act. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't commit an act of terrorism, dude. I was
Okay,
given the same charges as the underwear bomber, dude.
semantically you didn't, but legally,
No, see, yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. We were
you
arrested.
kind of did though.
Does our audience know about my record, Doc?
I don't know, but like technically, like I could see.
Am I like Big Dubs 916?
I could see how a prosecutor would say that you did commit an act of terror.
Yeah, Lee Ball says I'm the fugitive. Yeah, it's true.
Actually,
hey,
it
one of
wasn't
these
an act
days,
of
should we
terror,
talk
though.
about my whole
It
event?
wasn't an act of terror. Because act of terror, it wasn't like you did a thing for a reason. That'd be an act of terror. But it was
Yeah.
a crime on some level.
Yeah, dude. Hey, have you ever been arrested, Doc? You ever done prison time, dude?
Never done prison time, no.
Wow. Yeah, I'm freaking. Wow, that's crazy, dude. So, do I got the street cred in this group? Am I the one with street cred?
If that's what you call going to jail.
Yeah. That's tough, dude. So, anyway, has it gotten any better?
The Biden thing's been weird, and they've definitely had to cut it for time.
Okay.
Like, this has been cut for time 1,000%.
Has there been any leaks as to what Joe Biden's going to talk about? Or are we all just sweating bullets that he's not going to get out and they say, hey, guys, it's great here to be in Missouri for the thing.
Well, it's edited. It's cut. They got the best take and used it. They obviously, it's cut up. It's not people talking to each other.
Yeah, so how's this rolling, dude? There's obviously, do they have fake fans? I can't see the screen.
No, it's actually weird. It's just being done like a slick. I'm watching it on my phone, that's why, but it's being done as kind of like a slick TV production. There's no fans or a audience or anything.
Dude, that's weird. It's weird enough watching baseball without any fans, let alone, at least hey, by the way, what do you think is the best kind of fake fanning? Do you think the green screen in it is good, or do you think that putting cardboard cutouts in the stands is the best?
I like the cardboard cutouts.
Okay. I think they should at least hire
Because it's
actors.
obviously not people, but a lot of the times, if you don't have something in the stands, Dodger Stadium, for example, there's this really ugly yellow all the seats are.
Yeah.
A sea of yellow looks pretty ugly. Just something to break up the monotony is all. It's just better on the eyes.
Yeah. So, Cody, there was a comment here in the chat that I want to know if it was true. Adam Motter says the less enjoyable fruits of life provide the most street cred. And when it comes to alcohol, the worse it tastes, the more street cred it has. Is that true, that generally the more street cred alcohol has a worse taste? You know me, dude. I don't drink alcohol. I don't know this stuff.
I mean, I could kind of see what the point they're making, but like, no, that's not true.
No, it's not true.
To your pure ways. No, it's not like that. But at the same time, like, it's more like, how do I put this? Never mind.
Okay. So you just said never mind. All right. Shadow Wolf says, watch the incredibly cringe convention or listen to PSP and play UFC 4. I choose the latter. See, I think there's a lot of people doing that. Yeah. Just like you and I were looking at Pierre, North Dakota.
Someone said we should play Fall Guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm down to play Fall Guys. You know what? I'll see if I can set up my Fall Guys instead of before it ends, maybe, or maybe tomorrow night. We'll definitely watch Yang. We might do Fall Guys tomorrow night. Yeah. Or I could. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
So what is
I
Yang?
actually have it set up to play Fall Guys. Yang's a Thursday. End of Thursday.
So is he just like? He's totally
speaking before Joe Biden Thursday night, the last night of the convention.
Yeah, but has like Yang just basically given up on the whole bipartisan Yang Gang thing now, and he's just another Democrat operative, or what?
Well, in the 2020 cycle, he has put his support behind Joe Biden. I mean, make of that what you will. I can't say I'm surprised. It's what he always said he would.
Because weird,
he's
seems
supporting the
head of the DNC is more bipartisan than Yang is now at this point.
What does bipartisan mean? Use the word bipartisan. I don't know what
Dude,
that
they're
means.
freaking inviting Republicans to speak at their convention, but Yang won't even endorse Republicans that support UBI.
Sure, but never Trumpers. never Trumpers crossing the aisle to the Democrats, to the establishment Democrats that hate progressives. I'm sorry, that's one party, dude. John Kasich is the party of Perez. It really is.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I'm telling you, they're bringing AOC and these progressives in to laugh at him. They're going to give him 60 seconds to speak, and they're going to say, cool, now sit down and watch a 5-minute video package where we talk about how awesome John Kasich is.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what to think, man. I don't know what to think. You know? Just kind of makes me wonder. If Yang just becomes another Democrat political operative, then UBI's got no shot.
Dude, for the 2020 election, the guy who ran for president as a Democrat seems to be supporting the Democrat. I know it's out of this world, mind-blowing that such a thing would happen. But come on, like, what's so weird about it?
Maybe just because I have so much integrity, Cody.
What are you talking about integrity? Andrew Yang threw in his lot with the Democrats in 2020.
Yeah. It's true.
Like, well, what happened?
I don't know. What?
Oh, my God. They're doing this live. They're doing this live. So Clyburn goes to start, and you hear someone off camera go, oh, wait, no, not yet. And then he starts again. They came in too early.
Clyburn, the guy that got Joe Biden,
I wish I was recording this. Dang, dude. You know what? That's what you. That's what I need. I need to show you how to do it in your computer. I need to show you how to record this so you can post clips. Cause I want that. That was a goof.
I'm down.
That was a goof.
I'll do whatevs, dude. I'll do whatevs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's pretty funny. Woo! Dude, this is yawn worthy, but I gotta tell you, Cody. Oh, I can totally hear that, dog. That's
Dude, I don't care. We're watching the DNC tonight.
This is driven
95 calories.
This is driven Cody to the bottle. Is that how bad it's gotten, Cody?
I do think it's funny Clyburn actually went live and they actually aired that flub live. That was pretty funny. It's not a big deal. Like, no flame in anyone involved. I've been a part of enough live productions that have gone wrong. Trust me. It's just funny they actually did go actually live on that one and they aired that. It's kind of goofy.
Yeah. So, I got a question for you, Cody. Do you think something's going to happen tonight? Like, do you think they're going to call him John Yang? Do you think his microphone's going to get shut off?
Yang isn't speaking tonight.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's Thursday night, right? Oh, I forgot. These conventions are like freaking 3 days long.
Oh, no, I think Stone Cold's going to run into the main event. He's going to interfere. He's going to lay out let's see, who's speaking in the main event tonight? He's going to lay him out with a chair. Give him a stunner. Reverend Jerry Young from the National Baptists. That's what I think's going to happen.
Dude.
Honestly, you know what legitimately could happen? There could be a run-in from The Rock, legitimately. Dwayne Johnson. Oh, my God. It's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dude,
Hello,
why
my
not,
fellow
though?
Americans. I am The Rock. And he turns to the camera. Could happen.
Shut up, B.
Not that kind of Rock. Not Attitude Era Rock.
Not Attitude Era?
No, that'd be too dangerous.
So,
there literally is videos that exist on the internet from The Rock when he was a wrestler that could get him canceled in 2020, which is pretty funny. But he's The Rock, so it never happened.
no, people love him. He's got a get out of jail free card because he's so freaking lovable and adorable, dude.
Well, actually, there is one true privilege in life, and it's called being handsome and attractive.
Yeah.
Whether you're male or female, if you're very handsome and attractive and charismatic, you literally can get away with it.
Yeah, they should stop.
It's not even hyperbolic. You can legitimately murder people and get away with it.
Yeah, they should stop barking about white privilege and just call it handsome privilege because, dude, like, The Rock gets whatever he wants. He's just such a handsome devil, dude. Like, he literally, like, he could get anything he wants because he's so freaking good looking.
Okay, so Such is life, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do?
Well, what it's like being you. Like, you get whatever you want.
We're all,
Dude, chicks flop for you wherever we go, dude.
Oh yeah, big time. That is definitely a real thing. That
when we were in
definitely
Vegas,
happens.
the only way I made it to these parties was like, dude, I'm with him.
Oh yeah, big time. That's totally real.
You know. Okay.
Okay, Yang will be on tonight. Okay, sorry. Let me clarify myself. Someone in chat pointed something out. During the event tonight, actually, I believe coming up in a little bit, after Amy Klobuchar speaks, Amy Klobuchar, by the way, gets her own segment. After Amy Klobuchar speaks, there will be a video package that will include a bunch of 2020 Democrats, and you'll notice one of them is Andrew Yang. Yang will technically be there, but the speech Yang is delivering is Thursday night.
Huh. So what's he going to do, bro? What's Andrew Yang going to do?
Probably going to talk.
No, but I'm talking about macrocosm. You think he'll run in 2024?
Honestly, I think that, I don't know. It's probably too late. I'm still thinking, who will be the first American emperor or empress? Who will it be? It probably won't be Yang. Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to. Who's going to step up and do it, Cody?
I honestly don't know. Who will save this ailing country? Someone will rise to the top.
But do you think we're going to have to be covering a 2024 election? You and I?
Hopefully the empire's been formed before then.
Really? If you could
The American Empire, which would extend from the northern reaches of Canada to the far southern deserts of... Actually, is it deserts in far south Mexico, or would that be more jungle?
Riddle me this, Cody. This is what I want to know. Is if you had to choose, like the Dark Horse duo, right? But instead of having a Dark Horse duo, it was the Dark Horse Emperor. If you could appoint somebody to be Machiavelli's benevolent dictator in American society in 2020, and they would say yes, who would you give absolute power to in the United States of America?
No one.
No, be honest. Come on. No, if you had to. Who's the closest thing?
If I had to, I guess me, because I'd say no one. So I guess I would take it.
No.
If someone's going to abuse the power, it might as well be me. It's the thought of most people who abuse power.
No, but like who do you think would be the wisest?
Legitimately,
The Rock?
nobody. So I would probably choose myself. There'd be no right answer, so I might as well enjoy the bit. Actually, no. Who would I wish that burden on? I can't think of anybody. I don't think anyone's equipped for it. You have to kind of take it. It can't be given to you. It's the kind of thing you have to take. You have to just prove and show that you are like that's who you are. No one comes to you and says, "Hey, do you want to be Catherine the Great?" You know, like no one doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You kind of have a way of just doing these things.
Yeah. So, you know who I think is really, really wanting it?
Yeah, who would you pick?
Tom Steyer.
Yeah, you can live. I'll leave.
Yeah, right. No way. I would never give Tom Steyer an ounce of it.
I
think he would
do anything, but
I think Tom Steyer would be no. Kamala Harris, I think, would be the worst president, the worst emperor. If I had to trust
the worst emperor, like
do you know who I think the best would be? No, I know who I'd give it to. I don't know. Is there a leader of the church that I actually trust? Here's my top 3. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's a great guy and be an amazing statesman, and at least we could do that part right. If not, Dan Crenshaw. I think Dan Crenshaw, he'd be a good emperor because he fought. You know, he lost an eye for the empire, and he's lost friends, but he's also very politically savvy and wise. So, I'd choose that. He's also a man.
Neither of them are leaders on the scale that you would need.
On the scale that you would need. Okay, what about this one, dog? What about this one?
Ellen DeGeneres, yeah.
No, Russell M. Nelson, president of the Mormon Church.
No.
What do you mean no? You don't even know who that is.
My point exactly. Sorry, the emperor.
So you want a
someone
graceful,
that I've never heard of.
Okay, let me see. Who's a Mormon you've heard of, bro? Who are famous Mormons?
Brandon Flowers of the Killers.
Whoa! What if we had a true rock star?
No, but seriously, the point aside, right? Think about it. Like, think about that for a second. Could you imagine anybody rising through the ranks politically to the level of beyond president ever in America in our contemporary system?
Repeat that question.
Do you know why I think it could happen now more than ever? But could you imagine anyone that you could think of today actually rising through the American political ranks to beyond president? Obama honestly
not with the
probably
media.
could have.
Who?
Obama could have. Obama did things that other presidents had not done.
Like what?
Just through ordering through. What's what I'm looking for? Legislating through executive order the way he did.
Yeah,
Was at a level
he got away with, like, he literally could have
People liked
said,
him. Like you said, he's a handsome, charismatic guy. People are like,
Yeah.
Like Obama's like, hey, we blew up.
he got away
weddings
with
in the Middle
extrajudicial
East.
state-sponsored
Yeah.
murder.
We killed an American because he's like a terrorist, but I'm Obama. And people are just like, okay, I agree, he's right.
Huh. So, yeah, I got to tell you, I'm kind of disappointed in Yang lately, man. He's kind of wimped out.
But dude, what do you mean lately? It's like, see, like I told you, it could happen again.
What?
I don't know why he's doing that.
That's weird. It never used to do that.
I know, until I left and other people used it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a. But yeah. Cuomo is still talking, by the way, in the DNC. This is eternal. He's just going on and on and on about the same stuff he always does.
So Silent Symphony says he disagree Cardin. I don't know what he's disagreeing with. Elaborate, Silent Symphony. But yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed in Yang lately, you know? He's just kind of
For what?
meh. He's just meh. And I don't feel like it's about UBI anymore. I feel it's about, like, getting along with Democrats. And I'm like, no, dude. You got to stick to your guns.
You bring in your own personal baggage into what someone else is doing. Okay, I hear it.
What do you mean my own
get it.
personal baggage?
You feel a certain way about Democrats. Andrew Yang is doing nothing weird. Andrew Yang ran for president as a Democrat, lost the primary, so supporting Joe Biden in his
Well,
run
no,
as
how do you
president.
explain
Like,
20
like,
how do you
why
ex-
is that weird?
How do you explain Andrew Yang in the last 3 months to your friend? It used to be, yo, there's this guy with this idea UBI,
Yeah,
and you talk about UBI and it was
He's
awesome.
not
And now it's
running
like,
for president
now
anymore.
there's this
He's
guy.
just like a media figure, I guess.
Yeah, but we
like,
still need UBI, so you got to push UBI, you know?
but,
Right?
like, how would you describe anybody who's no longer running for president? I mean, Bernie Sanders is just a senator now.
Huh. Marianne Edge agrees with me. She says, I'm disappointed Yang didn't take a more centrist direction after the primary. Yeah, dude, see? The chat feels me.
Okay, well, that's a better way of wording it. I could see that point.
Man, you don't give me any credit, dog.
I think
I need to get another one of those Michelob Ultras in you, and then you'll start giving me credit.
Way of wording things that I reject.
Okay, well, so he did say he's running in 2024 no matter who the president is, right?
Also, by the way, I want to tell you this. I don't think you understand this. Andrew Yang is directing money, influence, and attention towards people that are primarying Democrats.
That's true.
So that's my point. Like, he's kind of going about it the way I imagine he would. I agree, man. It's a long fall from running for president to a guy with a podcast. But that's such as life, man. You gotta roll with it.
Hey, so there's an interesting chat. Chat says Napoleon was an artillery officer for an empire he served. He waited until his time to rise through the ranks and appear through the chaos. Yang will do that if he's a leader. Dude,
That is true.
is Yang going to pull a Napoleon for Cody Ko?
I don't think Yang has what it takes to be a Napoleon. No offense to Andrew Yang. I'm a big Andrew Yang fan. But
Yeah, he
Napoleon-
couldn't stand up to MSNBC, so he's not going to stand up to...
It's not even that, dude. The Napoleon story is ridiculous, man. In 1797, he's like in his early 20s, fighting in the Revolutionary Wars. Like 20 years later, he's been the long-crowned emperor of France, trying to actually invading Moscow. Crazy stuff. It's probably never gonna happen again like that. But it is interesting though. How about this though? Tell me about this. What do you think about this? The idea of a large, powerful country breaking apart due to infighting, a violent revolution taking place, and then some kind of sense of order needing to come in to quell the violence of the revolution. That's not something that I don't think that will happen again, I do believe. And we'll see when. Maybe in America, I don't know. Some of the early elements are there. Now, for like I said, Napoleon's such a weird flash in the pan thing. But the idea of like seriously, this idea of I joke of it, but it's true. Like the French Revolution, the revolution to end tyrants and to get rid of the monarchy, ended when Napoleon was crowned emperor. Like 7 years later or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean the idea that instability, violence, and revolution leading directly to a appeal to order isn't crazy. It has happened and it will happen again. Does it happen every time? Not necessarily, but it does happen a lot, and it could happen again. That's what I'm saying.
So, Sly Cactus, you got to read his last comment. I thought you would super appreciate the pun. Do you see it?
Super chat? What are we talking about?
No. Sly Cactus's last comment.
Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon. Oh, does that work for you, Cody?
Sure. I mean, like I said, just a weird, crazy time. There's literally a part of history they called the Napoleonic era because it was an era marked by countries forming coalitions to defeat Napoleon for about 15, 20 years. Crazy stuff. But again, I don't want to get too lost in that. But I do think it is interesting to keep an eye on the idea of rabid kind of extreme political violence leading to this call for a extreme order to come in.
All right.
But a lot of people forget this. Dude, you know how there's odd numbered addresses on one side of the street and even number on the other?
Yeah.
Napoleon came up with that.
That's pretty cool.
Not weird.
So we're all just living in the shadow of his empire, dog.
No, he was just one. But to my point, though, dude, it really does take one person, one great person to move anything a very far way in a very short period. So I think the Democrats could turn around quick. The party's in shambles right now, but it could turn around quick. Anything can.
Why is it in
It
shambles?
happens with sports franchises. They're the worst team in the league. The Cleveland Cavaliers were a joke. They got LeBron James, and he's LeBron James. He turned it all around for him. It took 10 years for him to win a title. But, I mean, they were one of the better teams in the league a few years later. A team that was never...
Yeah.
A team that had a decade of being awful was near the top. Dude, the Colts were like 2-14. They draft Andrew Luck, and they go to the playoffs the next 4 years in a row. Because... And they did lose games on purpose. My point being, though, is it's crazy how fast organizations and movements can turn around when they recruit the right people.
Okay, that's legit. I feel you on that one. So, who's the guy
What guy?
that's, boom, going to just turn the DNC around?
Probably don't know yet. As somebody pointed out early on, Napoleon was a small infantry officer. No one cared about him. Think about it. What was Caesar before he was Caesar? What was anyone before they were anyone? What was Obama before he was Obama? He was a junior senator out of Illinois.
Yeah, it's true.
He wasn't a big name guy. He was actually, you could argue, politically kind of a nobody, really.
Yeah.
I mean, he's barely involved in politics. He just got started. That's one of the things about Obama that's so curious to me is the ambition of him. It was like he won the presidency, served for 2 years, and then just kind of said, all right. He didn't try to hang around as some dominant force in the party. It really kind of shaped it in his image.
Yeah.
He just kind of bowed out. Let Hillary run. Whatever.
It's true.
Hillary's great. She'll win. Let Joe Biden run. Biden's cool, I guess. I mean, think about it. It's not like Obama's this overbearing figure of the Democrat Party. It's not like it's still the party of Obama, you know? I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
But why? It could very much. A lot of people are begging it to be his leadership, really. Maybe not his policy, but they're begging for someone to exist that was like likable that people could rally behind. People can't rally behind.
Yeah, so if Obama's not leading the DNC, who's leading the DNC? Like, who's the thought leader?
That's
of the
why
DNC?
you see people on Twitter saying, I'd vote for Joe Biden if he stabbed me in the stomach, because they have to like psych themselves up to vote for him because there's no leadership. It's just, well, we're voting for Joe Biden.
So who's the leader of the Republican Party?
Trump, because he's the president. I mean, that's
Just the de facto title?
when
But besides Trump, who else?
no one.
So there's no deep bench?
Well, no. I mean, it's what is it? Trump's probably going to leave the Republicans the way Obama left the Democrats. I don't see Trump hanging around for 10 years to, form the Republican Party in his image. He's probably going to just leave when he's out of office.
Yeah, that's true, man. So what are we going to do?
What do you mean?
Which is the first party to fail and go the way of the Whigs?
Oh, neither. They'll prop each other up. They know.
They know.
I showed you, dude. I mean,
By the way, we missed a super chat. You got to hit the super chat.
$5 Canadian dollar super chat. Thank you from our friends north of the border, from Gianna Marico. Thank you. Biden will lose, guys, and Yang will get 2024. It's a long game play. Best emperor, a benevolent algorithm. Kidding. No, I mean, I'm telling you. If I could pick anybody to be any kind of leader, some kind of truly benevolent. I mean, just look throughout history. When a truly capable, skilled, benevolent monarch led a empire or a nation, the people were happy and thrived. It's true. Now, they thrived relative. Like, there were still peasants and, like, people that were, like, you know, it sucked to be. But it's really this sense of, and I think what it really speaks to, it's the kind of one of the problems of democracy. Democracy can be very slow moving and very unstable, where when you do have a singular voice leading a country, it can go at a very kind of brisk pace in a single direction. That's something that democracy doesn't allow for as much. That now, unfortunately, right, factor that in when you have somebody leading the country that's like a total shithead, pardon my language.
Yeah.
It's very bad that they could swiftly move the government in one direction very quickly. It's very bad. But when you do have someone who's doing it for good, it's good.
True that. I agree with that. So, who would he suggested a benevolent algorithm to be our emperor? Who would program the algorithm? Like what? How would it work?
Have you ever read the book of the short story "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream"? You ever read that?
I have no mouth and I must scream. No, I haven't. I'm gonna look it up.
How about you guys chat? Never read the short story "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream"? It's a very fascinating short story by I gotta get the name wrong, and not the name wrong. Am I gonna attribute it to the wrong author? Oh, it's Harlan Ellison, I believe, who wrote "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream."
Why do I know that name?
That's what terrifies me about the idea of a benevolent AI ruling over us. Another reason why I bring it up, it's a very popular short story. It was "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream" is actually a very popular old school Windows computer game. Somebody made a point and click adventure game based on the book. Only reason why I'm not most people. I don't like to. I always bristle when someone brings up some like random obscure thing that's like, dude, I guarantee you no one's read that. But I believe people probably read this before. It is Harlan Ellison, yeah. That's what scares me, man. Very much terrifies me, the idea. Because here's one thing, like basically, the contempt a machine can have for a human could exceed the amount of contempt a human could for anything, and that's what's scary.
So, this was a Harlan Ellison.
That's what I said, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he write something about Electric Sheep as well? Is he the one that also wrote Do Robots Dream of Electric Sheep?
I confused like the 3 or 4 big sci-fi authors. I don't believe so, though, no. I think that's a different author.
Okay, apparently he was born in Cleveland, Ohio, but then died in Los Angeles just recently.
Of course, Philip K. Dick wrote Do Enter Dream. I knew, I'm like, no, it was the other big sci-fi author. Philip K. Dick wrote that book.
Wow, and did you know that he wrote Star Trek episode, The City on the Edge of Forever?
You know, Harlan Ellison was a big sci-fi author. He wrote a lot of stuff.
Wow, this is cool. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I'm really trying to hold on, guys, till Yang speaks so we can check out what Yang says. But Jesus,
yeah, I got it going a little bit, man.
I think it's coming up soon. We're on hour 2. You know what? I will definitely say, anyone in chat remembers this. Hour 2, I remember my favorite, when there was a wrestling TV show called WCW Nitro, when they went from 1 hour only to 2 hours a week, they used to do this thing where every time they got to hour 2, they'd bring in new announcers and they'd be like, "Welcome to hour 2," and there would be an explosion of fireworks and pyro, and they would really do the thing up. I mean, it was hour 2 of Nitro. That is not what we saw at DNC. It was just kind of, well, hour 2. Bernie's gonna speak. It's good. Basically, now that we got hour 1 out of the way, now we're going to get Michelle Obama, Bernie Sanders, Amy Klobuchar, the real people, you know. Hang on 1 second. Whew. Overall, though, been pretty brutal. Really has. Really has been a brutal DNC so far. I mean, just kind of boring and dragging out. I get it. They had to really pivot it, but not been great. See, has Chuck Todd got his hair under control yet? A little better. It's embarrassing, Chuck. Just go bald. I think Chuck Todd will look pretty good bald. Better than he looks right now. This is arguably worse than the debates. Yeah, well, it's a lot more meaningless than the debates. It's just kind of meandering. It's like it's weird. It's like they're filling for time since the beginning, which is always bad. It's always rough when you see the like obvious fill for time segments like 10 minutes into something. Like, oh no. But even then, they cut the Joe Biden bit significantly as well. You could tell there was edits to it. So I don't know what this is. See what Gretchen Whitmer has to say live. They're really struggling with the timing on these live speakers tonight. Everybody kind of, and like it's like with like news journalists where they'll be like, "So tell us what's going on, Steve," and they'll go, "Yeah." So anyway, it's kind of like that, but it just looks weird because they're not professionals. They're politicians, even though there probably are bigger actors than them. But I don't know. It looks weird. Does anyone know when Yang is going to speak? So Yang is speaking himself. So Yang is going to be speaking for a minute or two or longer. I don't know the exact time. On Thursday evening, late. However, tonight there's going to be a video package that's going to have a lot of the 2020 Dems that ran. Yang will be a part of that video package. It's not going to be a live speech. The live speech is Thursday, but tonight Yang will be on the video package of the DNC, which, by the way, this entire thing is basically a series of video package and live direct conferences, so it's kind of the event. But so 2 minutes, I guess someone's saying in chat now. But yeah, so Yang will be giving his actual live speech Thursday night, but Yang will be making his first appearance tonight, Monday. Whoo! There we go. I missed the super chat. Let me go back and look at it. I did. Sly Cactus, $5, $5 American dollars. Just kidding. Yang is just Biden his time until 2024 comes and he starts burning it up. It's warranted and will bring global peace. Couldn't have said it better myself. Could not have said it better myself. It is one thing I will say that is a little bit kind of gross is seeing all these like people speaking. Obviously, the ones that are angling for 2024. Gretchen Whitmer, I think, is definitely angling for at least. I know governor's pretty prestigious. Maybe she'll move up to Senate. Who knows? But actually, governor's more prestigious than Senate. That's weird. Interesting question, chat. What would you rather be, governor or senator? It's tough. Both have their place. Governor, you get your whole state, but you have no influence on the federal level. Whereas senator can F some stuff up federally. It's interesting to think about. I am looking forward, though, to Yang speaking live on Thursday. Because it is interesting to see Andrew Yang, as far as I know, has been announced, Andrew will be speaking just before Biden on the last night. So one of the last people to speak on the last night will be Andrew Yang. That's kind of interesting. What it means, I mean, I have to say, like, that feels like a significant spot to give someone to speak, right? The last person to speak before the nominee to close up the thing. But at the same time, like, Andrew Yang was left off the initial list of speakers. I don't know if they really were intending him to get some prestigious role, but I don't know. It makes me curious to see it. So far, what I've seen, a lot of this, I mean, I've been talking at the same time. It feels like Gretchen Whitmer is giving a stump speech right now. It feels a lot less like she's basically saying why it's important to vote for Democrats and then telling you Joe Biden would be president, but hey, maybe it could be her. Anyway. Dude, I will say, the thing is the one Biden flub that he's made that I think's a bit too much.
When did he say the thing? When was that?
I don't remember exactly when. I'll pull it up. But he was talking about... Dude...
Did you already get my Melanated Scopes super chat? It's pretty funny.
No, there's 2 I'm behind on, but
Okay.
I'll get to those. I want to read the actual quote. Here we go. Oh, come on, where's the full quote? Here we go. Sorry. So we hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women are created by, you know, the thing.
Wait, no. I thought that was the meme. Did he actually say that?
Joe Biden actually, yeah.
I thought somebody
Joe
was
Biden
making up
actually
something.
referred to God as, the thing.
Oh no, that's a meme.
I'll play the video. I swear to God, I've seen the video before. I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. I'll pull the video up for you. You'll watch the actual video.
How is that possible?
I'm not huge on individual flubs or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can play this for you guys. That was the one where I'm like, geez, man, that's kind of like a big one. You might not want to say stuff like that. Let's play it.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
If that's true.
All men and women created by the go you.
I'm playing. Put your
Oh,
headphones on.
okay. Sorry. I don't have a screen, but we'll check it out.
Listen, ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the go you know the thing.
Oh.
It's a little flub, but it's like, dang, dude, that one kind of feels like disrespectful. Anyway, let's get to some of these super chats. We have $2 super chat from my melanated scope. Said Yang needs to hold the mic for longer than 2 minutes. I do want to see if Yang does kind of go long a little bit. What are they gonna do? Cut him off? And then another super chat. Thank you very much, my melanated scope. He says he needs to pull a Kanye and say, "I'm gonna let you finish, but and stay and keep on staying talking and say, this is why I'm running for." I agree that he definitely should capitalize in this moment. Democrats don't love him. Like, what is he gonna come across as some kind of brash outsider stepping in front of his turn like he isn't already? Like, you might as well, do exactly that.
Yeah.
Take that time. Take that extra minute from the stage if you can. It's not even a stage. It's just on the stream. I agree, man. You should do that.
So I just looked up the best small towns in America, and Google says first is New York, population 8.4 million. Second is Los Angeles, 3.9 million.
We hold these truths to be
Chicago, and then
self-evident.
it goes straight to Galena, which I actually think I've been to Galena. And then it says San Francisco, then Carmel by the Sea supposedly only has 3,800 people. Douse, I don't know where that is. But then Eureka Springs, is that up in Eureka? I'm just trying to see if any of these places are in, North Dakota, where you're going to be going, dog. What's so funny?
I think Kasich I'm just thinking about the thing. It's just, whoa. Kasich, oh my God. Literally standing at a fork in the road. Get out, John Kasich. Get out. Go anywhere else. He's literally standing at a fork in the road.
Really?
This man. The
Dude.
audacity of this man.
I got to look this up, dude. So it's live right now.
Play, are you a junkie? That's a good Biden. The Biden greatest hits are getting pretty great, man.
You know the thing.
You know the thing.
When I say my prayers tonight, I'm literally going to start out. I'm going to say, you know the thing. Please bless us.
I can't believe you said that. You know the thing.
Kasich crosses party lines to make the case for Biden. What a POS. Kasich used to be actually one of my top guys, and I've just lost all respect for him.
You're a fool.
Why am I a fool? Why, dog? What? Why am I a fool?
Why'd you ever fall for these phonies like Kasich?
Actually, I'll tell you why. I was impressed with Kasich after a speech that he gave, and who knows, maybe it's my fault for having been impressed by a speech. But do you remember when there was that situation where we had the cell phone of the San Bernardino terrorist? Do you remember that? Well, and Apple was saying they're not
by
going
we,
to.
You mean?
Sorry, the FBI did.
Or the people.
And they couldn't get into it because it was encrypted. And then Apple was making a big stink saying, no, we're not going to tell you how to unencrypt it. And then the NSA wanted the encryption of Apple. And they're like, no. And I give Tim Cook credit for saying, no, I'm not just giving up that encryption. But John Kasich, in my opinion, showed a lot of emotional intelligence, wisdom. And when asked how he was going to handle it, they said, yo, would you send in the federal troops or whatever? He said, no. What I'd do is I would invite them into a room and I'd say, hey, like, I'd show leadership and say, hey, what do you need so the FBI can get whatever information they need to track down this terrorist out of this phone? Like, let's get together the people in the room and get them to cooperate. And I'm convinced that if we got the Apple techs and CEOs in a room, there would be a way to give the FBI what they needed to keep us safe. And I agree with that. I think that if, Apple was told, look, we don't want to steal your encryption. That's your proprietary stuff, but we need you to help us track down a terrorist. So can you send 2 techs with the FBI to figure this guy out or do it? Like there's so much room for the ways emotional intelligence can make our society better. He seemed to be showing that emotional intelligence.
Okay, I hear
and
that.
He was the only one then where I was like, okay, cool. Maybe this guy gets it. Maybe he could like actually just lead. And so I was convinced by John Kasich in that moment. I remember the specific moment where I started thinking, okay, I like John Kasich. And then this BS happens. It's like, you corny Midwesterner.
Well, I mean, he's a politician.
I know, but every once in a while you get one that rises above the stupid stereotypes, and they're worthwhile, But I thought he would be one.
America have her Caesar?
Yeah, you want a Caesar who would America's Caesar be?
No one. Will never happen. You know why though?
What?
You know why I truly believe? I don't think America will ever invade Canada and Mexico, and there's no real military conquest. What did Caesar, what did all these people do? They started invading neighboring countries. We're not going to invade Mexico. We're not going to create the great North American empire that goes from Saskatchewan to Mexico City or whatever. It's just not going to happen,
Okay. Why not? I'd rather invade Canada.
Do you think geopolitically someone would come up with a reason why America should invade Canada and Mexico?
Dude, we're pretty good at making excuses for stuff.
Dude, think of how long America.
Look, we made an excuse for nationalizing everything with the Patriot Act, nationalizing security.
Far away that are not Mexico and Canada have we tried to invade?
Yeah, maybe that's a problem. Maybe we just need to do a little bit more,
We should try to invade Canada.
Maybe we just need to be a little bit more efficient about this. I would just call him up. I'd be like, hey, pretty boy. Hey, Justin Bieber, Prime Minister. What's his name? Who's the Justin Bieber of Canada?
You're right. America's Caesar would annex Canada.
Yeah, we just annex Canada. We'd be like, listen.
We'd subject them as our vassals. They'd have to pay tribute to America.
That's true. And then we'd make their who's the guy again? Come on, who's the Canadian Prime Minister? I'm getting chemo brain right now, bro. The thing.
The guy, yeah, Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau, that's it. Yeah, we could have like Justin Trudeau. He would probably scream like a girl. He would probably just squeal like just a stuck pig.
Probably just think you would do what many people have done to tyrants throughout history, and they negotiate terms and they pay tribute. So they basically say, we will give you things to not invade us.
No, dude, I bet you. Oh, he's a pretty boy. He would, yeah, he'd squeal. He wouldn't fight. He'd squeal.
You know what's funny?
He'd give up Canada in a heartbeat.
But invading Canada, I feel like there might have been a time where invading Canada for its timber made sense, but not even for America. It's the problem with America. What do we need to invade a country for?
Yeah, it's true. We got all the stuff we need.
Like invading Canada would be ridiculous because like 80% of the northern part of Canada is just fluff. It's just lines on a map. No one's actually there.
And ice. Yeah, dude, Doug Jones right now on the DNC he's rocking my world with that green screen.
You know what? The Mexico campaigns would be fascinating.
Oh, dude, invading Mexico would be epic. Jungle warfare.
If we get south enough.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
that's
like
far
all the
south.
way to the Yucatan.
That's far south.
No, it's not that far. The Yucatan Peninsula is just on the other side of Gulf of Mexico. We'd be sending bombers out of Mississippi.
Okay, but that's small. I mean, if you were to get all the way down to
but here's what I would do.
Central America.
You want to know why? They have a sucky navy. I'd make it a sea invasion.
Yeah, every navy and Air Force compared to America sucks because we have the biggest
Dude,
navies
could you
and Air
imagine
Force.
just storming the beaches of Puerto Vallarta and Cabo San Lucas? All that would happen is all the Americans and the rich retirees would come out and be like,
Well,
hey, guys, what's up?
I'm about to say
And then all the celebrities' homes would get
towns.
shelled.
Well, no, there's something that would happen throughout history. Wealthy cities would literally just turn themselves over to the invaders because they'd be like, you're going to protect us because we're wealthy and we don't really care. So we want you to rule us now. I mean, like, think about it. It was harder to get information to travel. There was less hard ties. I mean, like,
Yeah.
cities would just say, you know what, we're with them now, and switch sides. I could see a lot of the tourist cities doing that if America would invade Mexico, saying, we just switch sides. We don't care. We're on the side of money.
Wow. So you really wouldn't even need that big of an army to take over, huh?
Okay, here's the problem, though, right? Like, holding Mexico would be a logistical nightmare. I feel like there's a lot of like rail and air, I guess, like not even rail and train. I mean, and truck. There's a lot of ways, but it just feels like such a large distance of desert. But I also can't imagine the Mexican populace launching like an insurgency rebellion against America. I feel like they probably would just.
Or would they turn to the cartels for defense?
What if the cartels made the same deal they already made with the government to sell drugs to American citizens for money, and they just kept doing it like they always would with the FBI's graces, and nothing changed? They would probably just turn the keys over.
Hey, so have you ever heard of a term called kettling, Cody?
Yeah.
What is it?
Talking about with police, that's when they basically when they completely encircle and entrap a group of protesters and then arrest them.
So it says, I'm reading this really interesting article. It says, what is kettling? It's a controversial tactic to contain crowds, and Chicago police are accused of using it during downtown protests.
Yeah, as far as I understand,
After violent clashes, this is the definition. After violent clashes between police protesters in downtown Chicago over the weekend, it seemed everyone from lawmakers and civil rights advocates to activists were accusing officers of, quote, kettling, a controversial practice for controlling crowds. The tactic usually involves lines of police officers corralling a group of people who are either contained in a small area or allowed to leave through an exit controlled by the police. So it was like when they ran Buffalo off the cliff in order to kill him, right?
It's when basically they will.
Some call it trap and detain. Others say it's
line.
unconstitutional and should be outlawed.
Let's say you have a line here of protesters and police. And this line is broken up, like many battle lines, they'll be broken up by different buildings and city blocks, right? And they will start like this, and they will start moving and encircling until they've cut off all the different lines of retreat. And yeah, they'll typically pick one way you can leave, and they'll force people to it. It will cut everyone off. LAPD is amazing at it. Whenever they try to protest in LA, if LAPD wants to stop it, it's crazy, man. It's like watching an old like medieval warfare. It's like, where are these guys going? You just see like riot guys going off in different areas, cutting off different roads, pushing protesters different ways. People are confused. Like, wait, why are we going this way? What's going on?
Hey, so Cody,
here's
a quote, and I got a question for you. Quote, they interviewed one of the protesters, and she said, we get to Adams and LaSalle, and we're kettled in. He said, there's no way out, and people are having panic attacks because they want to go home. Doesn't that sound like the most pathetic millennial who like literally thinks you're allowed to go protest and burn things and smash buildings, but the cops aren't allowed to catch you? And once they catch you, if you're having a panic attack, they're supposed to let you go home.
Well, not even that. It's just the idea that it's one thing that frustrates me a bit when I see this stuff. It's like,
what did you expect him to do?
Well, this idea that like just because you haven't thought ahead and you have no game plan and you're just kind of there to see what happens doesn't mean your opponent's the same way. It's like, yes, the police have drills for what to do when this thing's happening. Yeah. They go, okay, let's perform
it's not supposed to be a fair fight.
All of a sudden, start cutting off those roads, blocking these areas, funneling them this way, and we'll cut them off. Because they have a plan. They at least are doing something. They're not milling about. It sucks. It sucks when you just showed up to mill about and accomplish nothing, and your opponents know exactly what they're trying to accomplish and how they're trying to accomplish it. You get owned almost always.
Wow, this is hilarious. There was a lawsuit that was settled for $6.2 million in Chicago for having kettled protesters. And then last fall in St. Louis, on behalf of scores of protesters who said they were forced into a kettle during a downtown demonstration, they said it can certainly be just a horrifying experience, said Noam Ostrander, a professor at DePaul University who studied violence in Chicago. In popular culture, you could see as a Game of Thrones example. It's a very war-type tactic surrounding your enemy and pushing in. Yeah, well, how is you supposed to stop these people who voluntarily chosen to come and smash out all the buildings and burn?
Well, I mean, they'll kettle protesters for all kinds of reasons, but the larger thing is,
what a bunch of pansies. I'm sorry.
In antiquity and classical times, you would then slaughter them, not let them
dude,
leave.
this is freaking America.
Not
Nobody's getting
detain
slaughtered
them and
by the
let them
cops.
leave.
Look, only
Well, no, but that's my point. Yeah,
can the
it's like,
cops kettle somebody and then lose a $6.2 million lawsuit in
Well, exactly.
America.
Because I mean, generally speaking, it's just kind of corralling people. It's really a form of crowd control in the most literal sense. Is like, okay,
Yeah.
get everybody moving in one direction and start cutting off avenues of retreat so we can kind of circle them. That's really what. That's as far as I understand. That's kind of the idea. Get them moving and then cut off the retreats and then encircle.
Yeah.
Hey, at least they don't perform. They don't do the old Hannibal trick, where you
What
let
was the
people.
Hannibal trick?
Well, it's not his whole trick, but I think he did it where you let people push into the middle, and you hold the sides strong, and you let the middle push in, and then once the middle pushes in enough, you have your sides come up, and you just circle them, because they've pushed themselves directly into the middle of you. Honestly, I don't know why police don't do that. Just start ceding ground a little bit in the middle, and then just whoop, you're circled. There's nothing you can do.
Well, because your own people aren't supposed to be an enemy. That's why. You're supposed to be protecting and serving, Cody.
You could argue it was a style of crowd control employed by Hannibal. It's
Hey,
just he
Aunt
chose to
Klobuchar.
kill everybody once he had them controlled instead of let them go.
Hey, look, the sound isn't on, but I can tell that Amy Klobuchar is BSing and trying to act tough again.
I mean, Jang's coming up.
Yeah, here's Klobuchar spewing her BS.
That makes sense. My scope said the issue was they maced kids 14 to 17. That makes more sense. Because just suing because they got quote unquote kettled doesn't make too much sense. That's just literally moving people. But okay, macing minors. The government shouldn't be macing minors, right? Even if the cops are like, well, we were trying to stop people from being violent. It's like, hey, maybe you were. You fucked up or you messed up. You maced minors. We gotta do something about it. Sometimes both things are true, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, look, we had to do something to get the crowd under control. Maybe, but you also
Well, we had a
maced
problem
kids,
with that
and
with a
that's
cop
true,
in town
and
that
that's wrong.
straight up drew a rifle on two kids at a
The version of that story I heard was interesting, though,
what?
which is that there was a homeless guy who had attacked kids, and the kids were kind of defending themselves. However, both versions of the event were called into the police. Somebody called in saying that kids were attacking a man, and somebody called in that saying that a man was attacking kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw the video, and the dude that showed up, there was already guns drawn on these two kids who'd already dropped their backpacks and obviously didn't have a weapon. And the other cop starts yelling at him, draws an AR. I'm like, dude,
Well, that's stupid.
that was the dumbest thing. Like, bro, I mean, here I am. I try and give the widest amount of latitude possible. But at what point, when it's mother freaking kids with no backpacks, do you not just have the 6'5" bruiser walk over there and just manhandle these guys and search them? And then say, fine, go home.
Well,
do you really got to draw the assault weapon? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but hold on, I want to touch on this. James Young, $2 super chat. Actually, hold on. Nathan Butcher, $5 super chat said, "Have you guys seen ex-Mexican President Vicente Fox's Trump ad?
get out of town. No.
Also, keep up the good work. I've seen part of it. I'm not a big fan of Vicente Fox.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a scoundrel, but at least he's a handsome-looking scoundrel who's got a very, very regal...
Couldn't you
he
put-
could have been a
wait.
Mexican king.
Could you not put disgraced in front of former? And James Young with $2 super chat said, "Have you guys thought about leaving Cali?" I am literally doing that very soon. So yes.
Yeah, if my business didn't tie me here and my aspirations weren't in filmmaking, I unfortunately don't think I'd be staying here either. I've gotten multiple offers, though, for a gig in Las Vegas, actually, Cody. Ironically enough, how crazy is that? You're probably not going to be going to
Okay,
Vegas.
dude, keep this thing in mind.
What?
Las Vegas, distance between Las Vegas and Los Angeles is like 20% longer than like San Diego to Los Angeles. I mean, it's really,
Yeah.
you're not moving out of the Los Angeles sphere of influence when you go to Vegas. You're just out of the California state government's influence.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, the Yang video package is on.
Oh, hit it. Let's see what our Democratic operative friend.
Chris Gillibrand went. Beto's going. I'll listen.
Ugh, Gillibrand. Although she's hot.
Weird.
I'd rather watch Kirsten
That's
Gillibrand
like the
talk
first
'cause she's
question
hot.
you ask yourself about everything.
No, it's not. It's just one of the first comments that I make because I'm shallow.
Okay.
Yeah.
One way of phrasing it.
It's not
Oh,
the
Yang.
first-
Let's see. Yeah, that's probably it. He didn't say much. Got like one line in, but hey, it's nice.
Oh, just for people to remind him that he exists.
Who the hell was this? They showed some guy I've never seen before. That's got to be Wayne Sestick or something.
Yeah.
Seth Moulton. I have not seen Seth Moulton really ever. I did not know that was Seth Moulton speaking. Apologies, Seth Moulton.
Seth Moulton speaking. Where do you put your cursor to have like a file or something?
Sorry, I'm trying to what was that?
My cursor, I can't find out.
Whoa. They just showed us a picture of a Joe Biden with his son Beau, and his son looked just like Beto O'Rourke.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Jay Inslee. Interesting seeing Jay Inslee. Wow, Joe Biden's such a good politician in that sense.
How so?
Everybody who runs against Joe Biden's like, yeah, I was running against him and he was, oh, 1 second. It was Yang. What's
he saying?
Second. Same thing that Cory Booker just said. He does that. It reminds me a lot of how people describe when they meet Tom Cruise. Like, yeah, I met Tom Cruise and he was just like, asked me how my kids were and wanted to know how I was doing. I was like, wow, it was great to meet you. He was just so personable. Yeah, Joe Biden does the same thing. He'll go over to any of these people. Hey, great ideas. I really love what you're talking about. We should talk about sometime. People go, wow.
What was that heavy breathing for?
I lost my camera.
Again?
Yeah.
What? Something's going on, Cody. I don't know what it is. So is it on me? Or did it come back?
Not you. Just talk.
Okay. So, yeah, I've definitely heard that he is the best retail politician many people have met. Do you know who else said that? Press secretary for George Bush.
Condoleezza Rice?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Dana Perino said that he was like, she said he was one of the best retail politicians she ever met.
Very nice.
Which is kind of cool. I guess that's endearing. It's better to hear that than he's a total jerk. Know what I'm saying? So keep me up. What's going on? You got this cool little noise canceling headphone gizmo so you can hear what they're saying. You got to tell me what they're saying.
That's boring. It's not worth watching.
Okay.
No. Amy Klobuchar was like, Donald Trump blamed the Canadian Prime Minister for editing him out of Home Alone 2. Who does that? It's like, why are we talking about this? Like, what the hell? What a stupid thing to bring up.
Yeah.
It's a stupid thing to be upset about.
And I
but
told
it's stupid
him,
to bring up
let's
as well.
see what your hair does in
Exactly.
a
I'm
snowstorm.
surprised she did not say that. I don't know why I don't know how she contained herself. Yang is not speaking tonight. The little Yang clip that ran a few minutes ago is about all we're getting from Yang tonight. Dude, I'd vote for Danny DeVito in a heartbeat.
Okay. I could see that.
Very good. Alrighty. Well, that was Yang. He didn't do a
So
whole
we're
lot,
done?
but he was included. I mean, I honestly don't really care what Bernie Sanders and Michelle Obama are going to talk about.
Yeah, neither do I. Let's just,
I can't imagine in 2020 Michelle Obama and Bernie Sanders are going to say anything outside of the norm of what they say, you know?
yeah. Well, we can just finish up here, right?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, cool. So I guess that was it. Do you have anything else you want to say before we go, Cody?
Let's see, well, Spliff Sensei Joe Rogan said that Rizla is the best rolling paper. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah. You're good at it, though, Cody. You know how to do that. I've seen you, dude.
No, never. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Do what?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either. So, okay, cool.
Alabama may be a swing state in 30-20. Yeah, that's a good point.
We gotta go, bro.
Hey,
You want to end it?
sure. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight as we watched the majority of the night 1 of Bidenmania. We'll be back here for the next couple nights, hanging out with you guys as the Democrats continue to embarrass themselves and bloviate and waste all of our time to tell us that Joe Biden's running for president.
Okay, before you go, there's one last super chat that snuck in. It says, Cody's Globe needs to talk to Cardin's Bernie. Next live stream, should you just talk like Amy Klobuchar asking me how my hair would do in a snowstorm? And then I'm like, and then I asked him, "Whoa, the blizzards, the pot of climate justice that has yet to be achieved for anybody but the billionaires and the millionaires." You know, and so on and so forth. That could work.
I honestly don't know where the Bernie yells thing comes from.
Because he's always yelling.
He really isn't, though.
Okay, well, he sounds like he's trying to. And then, or else he sounds like he's very deep in thought. You know? So then there's Kenneth Booker. Thanks for the super chat. All right, guys. So it's been real, and it's been fun. It's been real fun. See you guys in the next video.